We are 10 days away from the MLB trade deadline, or I guess 9 or 8, whenever you guys are seeing this. That's not really the important thing. We got to talk about these contenders. They're the ones who are going to be making moves. There's a lot of teams that are kind of in this contending position right now. So me and James are going to go through casual conversation about the contenders and what their perfect trade would be at the deadline to really take them to that next level. There's a lot of teams. But first, we want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. The baseball season is fully underway, and with the MLB trade deadline coming up, there's going to be a lot of new players on your favorite teams. You're going to want tickets to go see them. That's why you go to SeatGeek to get your tickets, and you use our code WINDUP10 to get 10% off your next purchase of MLB tickets on SeatGeek. And hey, maybe you don't want tickets to an MLB game right now. They've got tickets for the NBA season coming up. You could go to NFL games. You could buy tickets to the US Open. Our personal favorite feature, of course, is going to be their SeatGeek score. That's where they rate tickets on a scale of 1 to 10 to let you know if you're getting a good deal or not. So when searching for tickets, when you see them with a score closer to 10 with a green dot on the map, that means it's a good deal. You should buy those tickets. When you see them with a score closer to 1 with a red or even orange dot on the map, it means it's not a good deal. You don't need to buy those. So once again, we've got the hookup for you guys over here on the Windup. Use our code WINDUP10 to get 10% off your next purchase of MLB tickets on SeatGeek. So click the link in the description right now, download the SeatGeek app, and use our code WINDUP10 to get 10% off your next purchase of MLB tickets. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. Where do we want to start, James? Do we just want to get the Dodgers out of the way quickly?
Yeah, let's go from the best records to the worst records. Let's do Brewers first then.
Sure. You know what? You're right. Start with the best record in baseball. Well, I guess it's the Dodgers technically.
Oh, yeah,
now.
Dodgers won a game since then. I want to do the Brewers first anyway. Who cares?
All right, Brewers first. What do you think that their perfect trade could be at the deadline?
To me, the Brewers, even though, again, they're one of the best teams in baseball, there's a few things they need. I think that because of where their rotation's at right now, they need some kind of sturdy veteran innings eater. I just think they have to find a way to get everyone healthy and not fatigued to the playoffs. But the biggest thing that stopped the Brewers lately from getting over the hump seems to just be the lineup's lack of general power. I think they have a very good lineup right now, but they just need a little bit more home run oomph. And there's a guy that I don't know if he's actually available. I think he probably will become available by next week. I would love for the Brewers to go make a move for Isaac Paredes. I think that their ballpark really fits the pull-handed, right-handed power. I think that out of third base, again, great defense, but really lackluster offense. Joey Ortiz has been hot lately, but him and David Hamilton this year combined for like a 6.4 the OPS. It's one of some of the worst third base production in baseball. I want the Brewers to get over the hump. I think they need a bopper to get themselves there. I love Paredes at that fit with a year of team control next year.
Yeah, I like that, actually. I wasn't considering that because, weirdly, even though the Brewers' rotation is so good and their bullpen is so good, like everything's about them. And this, I swear I won't do this for every single team, I promise. It's just going to be for the first two teams because it does make the most sense. I think it's Tarek Skubal. I really do. I think if there's any team that actually is going to be able to compete with the package that the Dodgers are seemingly going to give for Skubal based on those reports today, it's the Brewers. Those are the two best farm systems in all of baseball. These are the two teams that are insulated the most in terms of major league caliber starting pitcher that they could trade for a guy like Tarek Skubal to the Tigers. And while you're right, like Joey Ortiz, upgrade. That's a clear upgrade right then and there. You should be looking to upgrade at that position. I feel like if you get Tarek Skubal and then you go into the postseason with Jacob Mizrowski and Tarek Skubal pitching every 4 days, that's really, really tough. Like, you automatically, especially because you'd be taking them away from the Dodgers, you're dangerous now. That's a legit World Series team.
Definitely. I just don't even consider that mildly realistic for the Brewers because I just don't see them adding $10 million for the rest of the season. Then they would have to do something where the Tigers are paying some of it down, but the Dodgers might be over to being like, we'll just take it all. We don't care. And that might swing a pendulum that direction, which would be sad, but it's possible.
Can I give you big brain play? Maybe the reason that they traded Fred Peralta and those $10 million essentially this year was so that they could actually go and trade for Tarek Skubal just in case he was available at the deadline. Like, you're totally right. This is not an organization that's ever shown the willingness to take on money, but maybe it would be for this guy.
No, and again, if you can say you're going to have that significantly better of return than the Dodgers, and you can, it's hard for the Tigers being like, we want a young, controllable starting pitcher from a contender. But all these contenders, basically besides the Brewers and Dodgers, like, we can't trade you a young, controllable starting pitcher. We literally need them to get to the playoffs and for the playoffs. But the Brewers have like 7 of them, so it's more possible for them.
Next up, let's talk about the Dodgers. I'm just going to repeat myself. It is Tarek Skubal. That's the last time I'm going to mention him in today's video. I won't be saying his name anymore. But, yeah, it's just them. If the Dodgers want to guarantee a World Series, which I think they're trying to do their best. And again, apparently they're going to be greedy at the trade deadline, which is kind of like, I hate it, but oh man, do I respect the hell out of that. It's Tarek Skubal, and they're probably going to get him.
Yeah, I think so too, especially because, like we just said, there is weird risk factors for Tarek Skubal, where one, the elbow injury is still kind of scary. I'm sure some teams are going to think about that. The $10 million for a rental is really, really high for a rental. Don't see that very often. And then just the fact that you have to be able to deal uncontrollable starting pitching. The Dodgers are in the best position to absorb that many risks in a moment for Tarek Skubal, just to, like you said, kind of almost guarantee themselves another World Series.
Yeah, it'd be pretty impossible to see like a realistic way that the Dodgers aren't even better than they were last year. And they kind of went through the National League without any sort of trouble. It was the Phillies a little bit, and even then they still were pretty good.
Yeah, pretty easy for them. I know the Braves have the next best record, but I kind of want to go to the American League just to switch it up.
Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays.
I would love to talk about them.
Perfect fit. They could use more starting pitching. Ever since the name has been floating around, how is Luis Ariz not a Tampa Bay Ray? And I think because we know that the Tampa Bay Rays will pull pitching out of their ass like a bunny out of a hat as a magician, I just don't think that they're going to necessarily prioritize that over what Luis Ariz could do to this lineup, which sounds like an insane sentence. But the fact that he's giving you premium defense this year, and then they will just have one of the best top fours in terms of run production in Major League Baseball. I think that's actually the quickest way for them to make sure that they stay in this playoff conversation and have the best chance at winning the AL East.
For sure. I sadly agree. I think that's such an obviously ideal fit. It's almost, I don't want to say it's guaranteed to happen, but it feels
But it might be too obvious.
Yeah, which is why I want to just change a little bit and see, because the Rays, again, have a really well-replenished farm system. Tons of players that most other teams will want, who are, you either want to go far away for higher risk, higher reward. A lot of guys who are like 50 future value close. The Rays are a team that, it's funny. I feel like at some positions they care more about defense than most other teams in the league, and some they couldn't give a shit. Shortstop is one of them, but I wonder if they can just get another bat in CJ Abrams, try and be like, maybe next year before you hit free agency, we'll work with shortstop stuff in the offseason. Right now in the short term, we need you to be a second baseman. We want to install you into the top 4 in our lineup. We want you to be a huge hitter for us. A second baseman, not a black hole for them all year, like the Richie Palacios, Ben Williamson platoon. I like it more than the next guy, but you probably want more than that if you want to go to the World Series. And if you want to do a max offensive lineup at some point in the playoffs down the stretch, you put him back at shortstop. He's probably one of the biggest impact bats who's actually on the market, and I think it could work for them.
Yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense in talking about the farm system, because I think the Nationals will need to be blown away and get a lot. The Rays are in a position where they could do that.
They could. And again, it's a weird fit defensively unless Abrams is willing to take on either second or center, where he's actually taken some reps in the past, which could be possible as well.
All right, next up, who do we want to talk about? American League again?
Yeah, stay here for 2.
Talk about the Yankees, I guess?
Of course, the Yankees.
Who's their best fit?
I got an easy one for this one.
Is it just catcher, right-handed hitting catcher?
I was just going to say Ryan Jeffers. Absolute signed, sealed, delivered. The Yankees they just need a bat too, and they need a catcher, so this is a great 2 birds with 1 stone. I think they're going to pull some bullpen magic out of their ass again, but don't want to focus on that right now. Just getting a righty in that lineup, getting Jeffers, and you could also kind of still mess around with, I don't know, I'm sure you still keep Austin Wells on the roster, and Austin Wells still grades out well defensively. I think the pitching staff still trusts Austin Wells. This was a good take by, I don't remember if it was Jed Lowry or Eno Saris on the Rates and Barrels podcast, but a guy like Jeffers, it's just weird trading a starting catcher at the deadline because you have to put so much on a catcher's plate. First month, you let him DH like 3-4 days a week, especially you still don't have Stanton. You can probably relatively acquiesce that if you're the Yankees, and then you get into a spot where eventually he's the full-time catcher once he's picked up everything, and you've really, like I said, killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, I think that would be a great acquisition. Again, just to be a little bit different from you, I'm going to say Mason Miller. I think of all the teams that could be interested in Mason Miller, I do think the Yankees would maybe be the most willing to give up a lot for him. Again, Padres saying that they need to be blown away to move him. And until A.J. Preller says die, I won't believe that he will. So it's probably unlikely. But if they could get Mason Miller in that bullpen, make him the closer, Bednar and Fernando Cruz and Hedrick being the guys down the stretch, like in the innings to lead to him, it's a pretty locked down bullpen that I don't think a lot of offenses in the American League could really even crack.
It's kind of funny that there's so many bullpens in the game that are quite good, where if you add Mason Miller on top, they basically instantly become the best bullpen in baseball.
Yeah, it's almost like he's that good.
Yeah, the Yankees are one of them. And we had reports last year the Yankees were involved, as well as the Mets, in acquiring Mason Miller from the Athletics. We also know that, I mean, this trade to me reminds me so much of the Soto trade.
So much so.
And I think Preller and Cashman made that trade once already. The Yankees have a lot of depth they can trade out of to give to the Padres. Like, I think if you pair an exciting young prospect and then you put Volpe and Dominguez in that trade with like one of their AAA pitchers, that is probably doesn't sound great for Padres fans, but I think that's a deal that actually Preller wants to make to be competitive next season.
You think Will Warren plus George Lombard is enough to get it done?
I think so, but I think the Yankees are absolutely not trading Lombard. I think he's...
You don't think so? Okay.
I think they're, again, this is funny because they're going to make the same mistake again, but I think they're planning to rely on George Lombard once we get to the middle of August. I think it'll be like Dominguez, LaGrange, Warren, Kilby.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Like, I think that winds up getting it done. I think that kind of volume, like Ken Rosenthal reported, they want multiple top 100 prospects.
That makes
sense.
sense.
A bunch of future major league guys with a big upside play in Kilby. I think something like that gets it done. Like Brock Selvage is nice down low. Elmer Rodriguez and Ben Hess are probably tweeners, but we know that the Padres love the Yankees tweener starting pitching prospects.
They love
those are their guys
that aren't confirmed major leaguers.
So I think they just have so much volume to give it. That does make sense for Miller.
All right, back to the National League we go. Now we'll talk about the Atlanta Braves. Like Loki got a lot of holes to address. And did you see Acuna limping after his at bats yesterday?
Did you also see him on TikTok Live like 10 minutes before the game?
No, what did he do?
He was just like dancing with like some dude on TikTok Live.
Dude, him and his brother love TikTok Live. Like, I don't understand why.
I mean, Ronald Acuna Jr. is one of the most underpaid people on planet Earth. Like, you got if you don't want to
get his money,
if you don't want him dancing on TikTok Live, pay the guy what he's worth. Like, it's ridiculous.
Do you think that the Braves should address, because it is a conversation now between starting pitching and the outfield? Honestly, they got two guys that aren't everyday outfielders playing every single day, or shortstop.
But I still think this is far and away outfield not outfield, starting pitching as the biggest need, and I think that more so than other teams, the Braves like really need a game 2 starter, because I don't know, like Walt Weiss kind of let us know without so many words that they don't really expect much from the Spencers the rest of the season. Definitely not Strider, maybe Schwellenbach, but if you get Schwellenbach back, it's kind of like it's like basically just he's coming back to start in the playoffs, and I don't know how much you can rely on that. So I think that if you had to say the absolute ideal guy, I don't think this player is getting traded, but I want a game 2 starter. It's going to cost a lot, but the Brave system is top heavy enough with young, controllable starting pitchers, which I think this team will want in return. I think Joe Ryan from the Twins. That is the best move the Braves can make.
Okay.
Again, don't see it happening, but I'm looking for potential game 2 starters right now on the market. Like Gausman is he could do that, but we'll see. Freddie Peralta, I don't think they're making that trade with the Mets, paying the in-division tax. We've talked about how expensive Michael King's going to be the next few years. I don't know if he's gone the move either. Joe Ryan's the obvious fit.
I'm going to go on the offensive side. I'm going to say Jeremy Pena if we're going to talk about guys that are like not necessarily the most available but make the most sense. The most obvious upgrade that will stick for a while for the Atlanta Braves is at shortstop. There's not really much coming up that you're particularly excited about at this exact moment. There's young guys. They're still far away. Probably would be in the Jeremy Pena trade if he got moved because of his control. But you're getting a guy who's been a plus defender at shortstop and also been a plus hitter now for like his last almost 1,000 plate appearances. I feel like if the Braves were going to make a blockbuster move, like you said, I think it would either be for a Joe Ryan or a Jeremy Pena. Truthfully, they probably are shopping in that like Casey Mize type range where I see Casey Mize being an Atlanta Brave. Like, that's my prediction.
I literally said that in a video. It's coming out on my channel on Monday for ideal trade deadline fits, because again, you're looking for, they're willing to take on risk. They need an upside starting pitcher. He's probably the one that's most likely to get moved, but for the perfect move they could ever make, these are the two.
All right, who do you want to talk about next?
Let's stick with the Phillies. Go division.
Philadelphia Phillies. Now, I'll tell you this. Bold prediction. I'm not saying this is mine. Bold prediction. Tarek Skubal. Don't count it out.
Really?
Talk about a young, controllable pitcher. Why Dombrowski will tear it down? Why not like Painter? I just float Painter and like Aiden Miller.
I think if you float those two guys, someone just beats you, because I think
you think so.
Those two guys have had their stocks just take massive hits this season, with Painter sucking and Aiden Miller not being able to even get in the field anymore.
That is true. I guess Aiden Miller having chronic back issues or whatever he's got going on.
And Painter, again, stinking. If any of these other teams make their young, controllable starting pitchers available, they'll be like, all right, I'll just take the other guy. But Phillies, I mean, it's basically another trustworthy reliever. Is that bullpen's taken some big injury hits this year, or it's any corner outfielder that exists.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, talk about a perfect fit for the Phillies. Luke Weaver would do wonders in that Phillies bullpen.
I think Luke Weaver. I think Jeff Hoffman is perfect. And
Yep.
I mean,
They've been rumored. Apparently, the Phillies want Jeff Hoffman back.
yeah, Nightingale said that. Again, good fit, and I could see him pitching really well, and we know he can pitch in Philadelphia. This is one that's almost so much more boring because at this position, impact corner outfielders, there's not tons of options out there, but Taylor Ward is just tailor-made, just to be a little corny. Like Taylor, Bryce, Trey, Bryson, Kyle, this
JT.
It's all a perfect crew right there, and he's a right-handed back, gets on base, lengthens the lineup. It's exactly and won't cost a lot. It's exactly what they need.
I wonder, do you think they'd take a flyer on a Joe Adele?
I think probably, but I don't think the Angels are trading any of these guys.
God, the Angels are such a mess.
Yeah, Joe Adele will be good, but I think the Phillies want. I don't know if the Phillies are shooting for that risky of a profile. Again, maybe he's not. I don't even think he is that risky, but I think he's going to hit home runs and have a 300 batting average. I think they'd rather a 300 on base percentage, not a 300 batting average, nowhere close to that. I think they would just love to take on the guy who's like a really safe, reliable on base threat who could run into the more power. Not like last year, but more.
Yeah, I also I think they are going to trade for another starting pitcher. I just don't think that when we talk perfect fit, we're going to be excited about like who's an expiring contract pitcher that's just going to be better than Alon Rangel down the stretch.
Yeah, and those guys will
Jack
exist.
Flaherty,
even like Tyler Mahle, they'll just get someone who can be a better 5, who probably just comes with them to the playoffs as reliever. They also could specifically use a more reliable lefty, like Tim Meza isn't super trusted in high leverage, and Jose Alvarado,
Brock Burke?
Yeah, right. Definitely. I mean, I think also Brooks Raley and AJ Minter will be huge options for them. There are some good lefties on the market, but I think corner outfield is the much more obvious glaring point of need.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I was thinking too, it back end bullpen just to help out Duran. They need a bridge right now.
Yeah, I think they will get that done. Hoffman, Taylor Ward, those are the guys.
All right, let's go back to the American League now. Boston Red Sox.
Okay, yeah. We got a lot of flack in our first half grades or rest of season predictions? People how could you guys have not put the Red Sox in the playoffs? Honestly, because when you guys saw that when we recorded that, the Red Sox won 7 games in a row.
Yeah, I also think the Red Sox winning, 15, 16 games in a row? What was it, 17?
Yeah.
17 games in a row, whatever they were. That made them go 3 games above 500, guys. Keep that in mind when we do Monday morning quarterback about what the Red Sox were. It has taken a quite literal miracle for them to be 500. It has taken a miracle that the American League is so bad that 500 makes you go to the playoffs. But they're contenders now. And I think it's got to be Zach Neto, right? They've been rumored to be aggressively pursuing him right now. If you look at positions of glaring need, it's probably the infield.
It is. Can I give you a hot take?
Yes.
I think all of those Red Sox shortstop rumors are smoke because if you saw yesterday, Thursday, Franklin Arias got promoted to AAA.
Yeah.
And him getting promoted to AAA right now is basically saying, if you look good for 3 weeks, you're coming to the major leagues for this. They're going to.
And the biggest question with him had been his power, and his power's there this year.
Off the charts. And I think they're going to do the cunning organization thing where they try to thread the needle, call him up exactly on August 24th, whenever the day is, to preserve his rookie eligibility for next year,
PPI.
but get him for this playoff push. So I think that all this smoke is just those teams trying to drive up their own shortstop's value because shortstop is valuable, but also the shortstops available right now aren't very good on defense. We know the Red Sox have tried to prioritize infield defense this year. They're going to look for a second baseman, and it's not sexy and it's not fun. They also need a table setter, top of the lineup. It's just probably going to wind up being either Gleyber Torres or Luis Arias.
Yeah, we joked about it the other day when we were doing our rankings, but it was Gleyber in the Red Sox actually makes a ton of sense. I think he'd do great in Fenway. I feel like for his career, he's done great in Fenway, just anecdotally.
Yeah, and also, which is funny because he's the least pull fly ball righty in the league ever since those old days of Camden Yards kind of went the wrong way. But again, if CJ Abrams is playing second base, I think that's an awesome fit as well. I don't think Bo Bichette's available or that anybody wants to take the risk of that, but him at second base would be a great fit as well. They just need a second baseman to be a table setter. That's exactly what that team needs. And there's a few available, so it works out.
Yeah, no, I think they're definitely going to be looking for some bats, to say the least.
I think they'll be aggressive, too.
I think they are. They should be. They just went hot. You got to ride that hot hand.
And they were so aggressive in the offseason when they had the same looking roster. And I mean, Maybe still a lot of this depends on Roman Anthony and Garrett Crochet, who we can't get a shred of good news about. But the best case scenario, those two guys come back, you add another bat. Like, why not them in the American League?
Are we going to talk about the Marlins and the Nationals, or we're going to skip over them? I think, right?
Well, I think we have a few other teams to go to first. Let's do some AL Central.
AL Central. Okay, got it. Chicago White Sox.
Chicago White Sox. This team really needs a starting pitcher right now.
One of Freddie Peralta and Clay Holmes. Has to be one of them.
I love those guys to go to this team, but I also kind of like, who'd I put them in my video? Oh, White Sox. I like Gausman for them too. They just really need some kind of reliable starting pitcher to get them over the hump. Sean Burke, I think, is legit. Like, he's here. Davis Martin
Extension king.
Yes, Davis Martin falling apart. I don't even know if he's a guy you want in your playoff rotation at this point, but between, like you said, Clay Holmes, Freddie Peralta, Foster Griffin, Kevin Gausman, just get a guy to put in that rotation and keep the boys churning.
Especially because if the Tigers are going to sell off, like you need to stay afloat, get to the postseason, and then play the crazy chaos game that is the postseason.
And you have a good lineup. Like, there's not really any holes right now in this lineup. They're going to try and acquire a catcher, but I think they're just going to kind of waltz into Tyler Stevenson. Feels like a match made in heaven. Feels like he's going to get traded. Probably won't cost that much to do so, but the rotation's really where I'm focused on the White Sox right now. They need a boost there. They need a spark, and with all these veterans available, they gotta go get one.
Yeah, in terms of the biggest difference maker, it's definitely in the rotation. They also just could always use more bullpen arms.
Definitely, but Grant Taylor's been so nice. Brian Hudson's taken some steps forward. Like, Sir Anthony and Jordan Hicks, they're not my first choices, but as like middle relievers, like they can get the job done with their chaos and their velocity. So get a starting pitcher, White Sox, please.
Yeah, I think we want to avoid Eric Fetty getting any sort of big innings down the stretch.
I mean, I don't know. Fetty on Fetty.
Fetty on Fetty. Cleveland Guardians.
I mean, just please get any outfielder.
It's Luis Robert, right? It has to be him.
I think it's him. I also love Mickey Moniak there.
Ooh.
I think that's a
fun idea. Because a lefty bat in that park, the little jet stream they got, he might hit 20 home runs in the second half.
And they just need some kind of high variance, high upside guy. I think Robert and Mickey Moniak both play to those strengths and what they need. Dalton Varsho's another one. It's like those crew of outfielders. Get two of them. I don't really care.
Dalton Varsho feels like a Cleveland Guardian.
He's going to either the Guards or the Rays. I got to be honest with you.
You think he's a guarantee to be moved?
I think so. It's 1 year contract. He's done.
I know. The Blue Jays, though, I feel like they're not ready to say die just yet.
I think they're so ready. I think
they should be. I think they should be.
They're, as the time of recording this,
it's crazy, by the way, that we were not wrong about the Blue Jays. We were just early.
I know. They have to jump 5 teams, and they're not playing well at all. Vlad, since June 1st, Vladdy has like a 60 WRC plus.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like I think it's just out, and their front office is sharp enough. I think they know it's time to sell, which is why Gausman, I mean, if they get someone to take Springer, like they're going to just try and dump.
All right, now we'll go back to the National League.
Yeah, so Cubbies.
Cubs would be the clear next team to talk about. Hate to do this, but whoever the White Sox don't get between Freddie Peralta and Clay Holmes, I think the Cubs should get him. They were also, who were they rumored to recently? The name made so much sense.
The starting pitcher?
It was a starting pitcher. Maybe
wasn't Freddie.
Was it Casey Mize, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe that's who I'm thinking.
I think it was Casey Mize. I think the Cubs need someone who's a little more secure and stable health-wise than Casey Mize. Like, you can't have Casey Mize with 2 adductor strains and a recent groin and a little wrist tweak. You can't risk that. Like,
they did that with Edward Cabrera.
Did they not do that with Soroka last year and he got injured like in the first inning after the deadline?
He might have, yeah.
So
I think so.
Just get me someone who's healthy as hell, which I think to me also probably takes Clay Holmes out for them. We've been trying to will it into existence, but I do think it is Freddie Peralta. But also, Freddie Peralta's market might become a bit more robust with him due no money. So there's another one where I think Gausman's the fit.
Yeah, Gausman makes a ton of sense there, especially just like been there, done that, needs some consistency. Again, just get you to the playoffs.
Healthy, a dog in the playoffs last year. I know he's been bad lately, but I think he'll iron it out. And best defense in baseball. Big help for him.
Looking at some of the names, too, that we have in our trade video, they're not going to do this because obviously Palencia is still there, but man, Josh Hader would be sick to bring there too.
He would be sick. Again, same.
He's not going to do it.
Luke Weaver also is a great one. They're a team that they'd be happy to have Luke Weaver on the books for $12 million next year. He would be their closer instantly.
Yes, immediately.
As long as Palencia doesn't come back, but that's a big fit for them.
And then maybe just on like the lower side, maybe you look at a Trevor Rogers just to get another lefty white starting pitcher for the Cubs because they love that.
He's not an expiring deal though. I don't know why his name keeps coming up.
I think because it's just one of those. I think he is, by the way.
Is he on expiring deal?
I'm pretty sure he is.
He is.
Is he not?
Oh, yeah, he's a free agent next year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes tons of sense then.
Trevor Rogers, I think, just another name to throw out there.
Yeah, it's a good one too. I didn't realize he was on an expiring deal. Definitely should have put him in my last trade video. Didn't realize that one. That's a miss.
It's all right. Swing and miss sometimes. It's baseball. You
happens.
get 3 strikes. Pittsburgh Pirates?
Yeah, I mean, let's give credit at the time of recording this to the Diamondbacks, who currently have the playoff spot.
Actually, you're right. Yes, you are. 54 and 49. I mean, first base. That's it, right?
I think so.
You can't be running a 30 WRC plus at first base and expect to be a legit playoff team.
I think they're trying to give Tyler Locklear the 1 week audition to see if he can do it. 4 games. I think he's like 5 for 17. He's trying to make it there. But they do desperately need a first baseman. And I think they're a team that, while they're in the playoff race right now, could definitely grab that wild card spot. I think they know internally that next year really is their year. I think that's the one. And I I liked Isaac Paredes. I mentioned him as a corner infielder with team control. Just to change things up, Luis Garcia Jr.
Oh, okay.
Talk about chaos baseball player on the chaos baseball team. Like 9 p.m., you turn on a Diamondbacks game in Arizona. I want to see Corbin Carroll, Perdomo, Ketel Marte, Luis Garcia Jr., Gabriel Moreno, top of the lineup, score 11 runs at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun to see that happen. I mean, like, lazy Christian Walker. Fun. Talk about another chaos one. Do you consider, like, just fucking Luis Ariz at first base again?
I definitely would, but that'd be a fun fit too. That'd
be fun.
He hasn't been on that team, has he?
No, never been on the Diamondbacks.
I just see him in my head wearing that uniform. It's just fitting perfectly.
I think it's because you see, like, all the indoor games that he played with the Marlins. And anytime you just, indoor is just, the Diamondbacks are never on the road, so.
No, and he has been saying, though, that he wants to stay at second, but also, like, he doesn't have a say in that if he gets traded for.
Yeah,
but also, you don't want to piss him off in a playoff race.
Absolutely not. I am also looking like, do the Padres just give you Ty France?
Yeah, but that's like this. I want to have more fun than this.
Yeah, it's not. I would rather have Christian Walker.
Walker's also has been bad for the last 2 months as well. The batted ball metrics are way down. The swing and miss is way up. I do wonder. He's having like the reverse of last season, where last season was a bad first 2 months, and then he hit really well after that, and everyone thought he had a bad season. Now he had a great first like month and a half, 2 months. Everyone thought he had a great season, but he's actually been bad for a long time.
Is there any other first baseman that they could try and grab? I'm trying to think. Obviously they have other positions of need, but
not really. I mean, starting pitcher, of course, but
yeah. But the number one, you can't have Ildemaro Vargas playing in a playoff series at first base. You just can't do it.
Or Tyler Locklear. Has Taylor Ward ever played first base?
I don't know. He's like a good athlete.
Has Mickey Moniak ever played first base? He's kind of big. Isn't Mickey Moniak kind of a big guy? I
think he is.
He doesn't grade super well in the outfield either.
Has Jorge Soler ever played first base?
I don't know if I want him more than Jorge Soler in the lineup anymore.
He's had to have played first base at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure he has at some point. Do you want to also convert someone to first base on the fly? Like, I don't know.
Probably not. Probably not.
Do they want Jorge Polanco?
You know who they're going to get? Here, I'm going to get ready to be upset. They're going to take Josh Bell.
Yeah, great move.
It's going to be Josh Bell.
All you do is talk shit about Josh Bell, and all Josh Bell does is produce.
Here's what the thing is. All Josh Bell is the 29th best first baseman every single year.
No, way better than that. Josh Bell has a 780 career OPS.
Yeah, career. We're talking about recently. Josh Bell
over the last 2 years, he's got like a 735 OPS. Like,
wow, that's like the 28th best first baseman.
It's like more like the 17th best first baseman.
No, stop.
I think the median first base WRC plus. I think we just did this on MetStup. I'm pretty sure it's 115. Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
I think that's like where Josh Bell is.
You pick another team. You tell me. I'm going to tell you where Josh Bell ranks.
Who did we just do? The Diamondbacks?
We did the Diamondbacks. Oh, yeah. We said the Pirates. My Pirates.
Let's do the Pirates next. They're not going to do this. It's probably silly for them to trade depth for a luxury piece. The perfect guy for them is Mason Miller.
Of course it is.
Because that is 3 years of arbitration for a reliever. His window of team control, I think, identically matches Paul Skeen's window of team control. Yeah. So during the run, you're going to have arguably the best starting pitcher and right now the best reliever in baseball the whole time. You have a really good lineup right now. You have a sturdy rotation. You probably need a back end guy because Braxton Ashcraft looks like he's so tired, but that to me is the most ideal guy for them.
Just so you know, Josh Bell, 100 WRC plus this year. Among qualified first basemen, he would be 26th.
All right, so there you go. Undersold Josh Bell again.
Everybody hits like league average at first base, except for the Mets and the Diamondbacks.
Yes, I wonder why. I wonder why the Mets don't hit league average there.
If I had to give you another name besides Mason Miller for the Pirates, but they don't need starting pitching. I mean, there's not a good
just back end guy maybe.
Yeah, maybe. They've had some weird injury stuff go on.
I would say Sensatella or Brian Abreu are the other ones, high upside relievers that don't cost a lot of money because they only care about money, sadly.
The offense is good. They sure you could upgrade Henry Davis, but you're not going to do that. So
no, I mean, and Morejon's another one, again, high upside reliever who's not due very much money.
Morejon would be fun. I kind of like Morejon there.
But they kind of have Mason Montgomery and Gregory Soto, so I'm thinking, like, do you need another high velo lefties? Not a bad thing, but you probably just want a power righty for the back of that bullpen, more so than anything else.
Now Mason Miller be sick.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one. Again, like, you want to trade Florentino and then, like, a fleet of the quadruple A pitchers.
That would be the question.
And I think they might honestly do that. Like, if you
They should.
And if you need a trump card at the last moment, if all hell has broken loose, like, you have Bubba Chandler. I don't want them to trade Bubba Chandler, but
You can't trade Bubba Chandler.
I don't think so either, but, like, that is the trump card in a trade like this.
Yes, that would be. Contenders left. I guess we got
AL West. We got to do the AL West finally.
They don't have a team over 500.
No, and like
Don't make me talk about the Rangers.
We could talk about the Rangers for a second. Just kind of anything.
The perfect fit for the Rangers is the Seattle Mariners staying asleep. Because the perfect fit for the Rangers is the Mariners continue to be the absolute mess that they've been this year. Like, there's no world where I see the Rangers being a playoff team at all. I don't see it. I know they are right now, but that team stinks. Everyone gets so mad at me when I say this, but, like, give me a fucking break.
No, for sure. And the Rangers right now, they could easily use basically an infielder or an outfielder, probably more so an infielder.
You're telling me this team's not good? They could use everyone?
I mean, I'll give a little bit of credit where it's due for Kumar Rocker putting it together a bit this season, finding those color slider shapes and, like, being nice. But
it's actually the one spot they don't need right now is starting pitching.
I kind of do, because Cal Quantrill's out there every fifth day just with nothing. And they desperately need a reliever, despite the fact that Jacob Latz has turned himself into a monster.
Your boy.
I love that guy. It's basically, again, anything.
Anything.
Like Luke Weaver makes sense if they're willing to add money. I don't know if they want to stack two lefties at the back of the pen, but, like, AJ Morejon would be awesome.
Right,
again, like, all the second basemen we're talking about, they could desperately use someone there. I do kind of like Cam Cauley. I think he does mix in rest of the season. I don't know what's good with Corey Seager, but they could use any starting pitcher as well. Like, they have a shocking amount of holes for a 500 team.
All right, give me to the Mariners then instead, because let's talk about a perfect fit so that they can wake the fuck up.
I mean, you tell me what the Mariners' perfect fit is. Is it just a new personality guy? Because positionally, with Brendan Donovan coming back, like, he kind of helps figure out the logjam between, not logjam, but, like, Cole Young, Colt Emerson. Young has been very, very mid this year. Mariners fans yell at us for that one too, but, like, he's just an average defender and an average hitter, which is totally fine, but, like, you probably could upgrade there. Colt Emerson's not played well. He seems kind of in over his head for where he's at, but I don't really know. Like, outfield, sure, a right-handed outfield bat would help a lot. You have too much starting pitching, and you have enough that you have a good bullpen. You could use another really good reliever on top of everything. Like,
did you think it was crazy that they said they were willing to move on from Emerson Hancock right now? Like, is that just because probably nobody on the planet wants Luis Castillo?
Yeah, we've talked about it in the last video, how much money Luis Castillo's due. So I think they're finding he's difficult to trade. And Hancock is probably more valuable to another team than to the Mariners, just because another team, you get a guy who's, like, reliable 3, you're like, hell yeah, that's awesome. But right now, Emerson Hancock and Luis Castillo are blocking Cade Anderson from joining this rotation, and potentially Ryan Sloan, who you want in this rotation sooner rather than later. But they probably just get another high leverage reliever and, like, a bench right-handed bat, right?
Surely. I mean, like, it's the same conversation we have with the Tigers, but to a even bigger degree. I look at this team and I go, how are you not running away with it? Like, Randy Arozarena has been one of the most productive hitters in Major League Baseball
and worst defenders.
One of the worst defenders, but one of the most productive hitters. And this team still finds a way to, like, struggle to score runs consistently. Cal Raleigh everyone needs to wake up. They need somebody in there to, like, shake the baby a little bit. Go get, like, Tommy Pham just to whip everybody into shape.
Well, they kind of did this last year with Josh Naylor, but it's just not working the same way this year. I think
talk about a guy who needs to wake up too. He's been putrid.
20 steals, though. He's still finding a way to steal, which is kind of unbelievable. But they just desperately need somebody to kind of wake up and do something. So I don't know who that is. I don't know what the state of their clubhouse is like. I don't know what's good with Dan Wilson. I don't know what's good with Cal Raleigh. It's just find a right-handed bat, I guess, and then high leverage reliever, and just hope the guys on your team just play better.
Yeah, they need another number 2 righty, because Munoz is like Bizzardo's fine, but they need another guy.
They're another team where I like Luke Weaver, but they'll be reluctant for the money. I love them for Sensatella, like them for Hoffman, but reluctant for the money.
Makes sense.
Abreu, Emilio Pagan, if you think you can get something more out of him. Like, there's
Could
guys.
be like a Kenley spot.
I guess, but I don't know if I trust Kenley as like a number 2 righty right now.
Okay, I think he's a little bit worse than that.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's sad for Kenley, who's a super just legend, but there's kind of a tough fit right now for him if you want him to be like, I want you to get all my big outs for me.
I'm trying to. Yeah, they're such a weird team. This team should be way better.
Is there another contender we're missing? Should we still just the Cardinals, the Marlins, the Nationals are all right there for a playoff spot. I just don't see those 3 teams as buyers at this point.
Let's just talk about it briefly, like a very quick, 2 minutes in total about these teams. For the Marlins, obvious need, what would it be? Just more bullpen arms?
Yeah, probably more bullpen arms or a bat, someone. I mean, but I think there's love all their guys. I don't even think that they could take Javier Sanoja out of the lineup right now.
I also think at the same time they do have to look in the mirror and be like, wow, we did just go hot. We have also just gone as cold as physically possible. Probably not a team that's in a position to aggressively buy right now.
And I think they know that. I think they know that their window probably is more so next year. I still don't think they're trading Sandy, which whatever you want to think about that, that's fine. But realistically, there's probably one more arm and another actual legit right-handed bat.
Is it crazy that out of all 3 of those teams, I think the Nationals should be the ones who actually buy the hardest?
Because it's just the easiest for them to upgrade.
Yeah, when you have the highest scoring offense in baseball, we know you don't need to address it. Whether me, you, anybody thinks that some of these guys aren't sustainable, they're scoring this year. That's legit. They have the worst pitching. There's no question about it. So go get Brady Singer, go get warm bodies, and you actually might make the playoffs. That is the classic warm body team right there.
Also, the way that Kay Cavalli's coming into his own.
Looks good.
Looks like he's going to rip for the rest of the year. The color that he brought back looks nice. He's finding a little more consistency with that sweeper. They're a team who just a Clay Holmes, a Freddie Peralta, a Casey Mize, any of these rental starting pitchers who probably won't cost an exorbitant amount. And you actually could get hot enough to go on a run. Keep Foster Griffin. Andrew Alvarez has flashes the back of their rotation. Just make sure that Littell, Mikolas, Andrew Alvarez, at least one of those guys isn't starting every 5 days.
Yes, because especially Mikolas, he's so bad.
If they were to try and pull something off and get in one shot Peralta, Clay Holmes, and Luke Weaver, AJ Minter, Brooks Raley from the Mets, that could be a playoff team at that point.
All of a sudden, yeah, Steve, that's ripping.
Give us your best prospect, but not Eli Willis, of course, but there's something there. I wish they just would have kept Jake Bennett.
Yeah, could you imagine?
They
kept the wrong Jake.
They'd have the playoff spot right now if they would have just done that, but they're not going to buy. They're probably going to be measured sellers, which is sad, but it probably is the actual right decision.
Nah, go for it. They should get pitching.
Yeah, I wish they would, but they won't. And same with the Cardinals, where you could just use some starters, but you have the most warm-bodied rotation in baseball.
Their entire rotation and bullpen relatively is warm bodies.
And it's a good lineup, but a lineup that could use more length. I just don't their team. I mean, Bush is bad fit, but Paredes would be a good fit there. They have a hard you're not getting a third baseman right now on the market.
No, not really, unless you want to take Matt Chapman, which I don't think they do.
No, they're not going to do that. And again, Mike McGreevy, Dustin May, Palante, Kyle Leahy, Liberatore, Hunter Dobbins, that's 3 through 5s who gives you good, solid volume every single week. But it's just,
if they were really good, man, they'd have a great package for the Tigers.
Yeah, right? I mean, because also they juiced this farm system so well in the offseason. Quinn Matthews taking a step forward. My guy, Yorker Fajardo, looks nice right now. Senja, I think, is still going to be good. Ty Pete's pimping home runs.
Pimping them.
I think the future is bright for the Cardinals, but I just think they're going to be very, very disciplined this trade deadline and not really do anything, honestly.
They have acquired Trey Poozer from the Rays.
Yeah. Really?
You know who Trey Poozer is?
I thought you said Cam Boozer for a second.
No,
why would the Rays dump him right
Poozer.
now?
Poozer's a crazy last name.
They need a move like the Twins and Rays made last year, where it's you trade out of a strength for a strength. You dump one of these useful starting pitchers, you call up another one of your near major league ready useful starting pitchers, and you try and get some kind of buy low third baseman. It's just who could that be right now?
They also have 1 million catchers.
Yeah, and the one who starts half the time, Ivan Herrera, is not good at it.
No. So it's I don't know, maybe
solid team.
They're fine. They're totally okay. Much better than we thought they were going to be.
No, really good team. They're playing good baseball every single day.
But I think that's it.
I think that's unless we I don't really want to call the Twins or the Orioles contenders or the Astros.
I won't do it. You can't be below 500. and have me call you a contender outside the Mariners because they're literally half a game out of first place.
And again, like the Padres would have 5 teams to jump to get into a playoff spot.
And they stink.
And they're not good at all, which got that one right. One of the few I got right this preseason this year. I think those are the firm contenders who are actually going to buy at the deadline.
And we'd love to know your guys' opinions down in the comment section below. Let us know if you agree or disagree. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, as well as subscribe to the Windup for more baseball content. You can follow James on social media at
James Chiano.
And I'm Draft Nick Mark. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.